Okay, this video that I'm doing is on my IMounTEK Laptop Table. It's one of my most recent purchases, and I bought it off of eBay. I don't know if you can see these pictures, but these are all the different ways you can, use the table. You can use it on a table, because one of the main key features that it has with it, this is actually what it looks like. This is the size of it with a hand on it, or with a Bible on it. It's, decently sized. That's half of it. You flip it over, and there's the other half. It's actually folded. And one of the key features that I like about this laptop table, it has a button here that you unlatch. It snaps closed, and you unlatch it by pushing the button, and it opens up. But one of the reasons I bought this table in particular instead of all the other options is, if you look here, there, and here are two fans. They are built into the table, and they're the kind of fans that blow into the laptop, so they blow up. Which, fans are made all different kind of ways. But the other thing I liked about them is, instead of trying to draw heat away, they blow cool air to the surface, and they work really well. This is a cord that pops in, and you plug it in over here, and that plugs and gives power to both of the fans, and then you plug it into your laptop, and the two fans will run. Of course, you can always use the laptop table without the fans as well. It has 4 legs, and they are clasped in. They just pop in. You can pull them up. They're in there kind of good. And let me see. You pull them up, pop that one up, and then the legs also extend. There's a little latch here on the side, and you hit the latch, and it pulls up. It extends about another 3 inches. To give the table a little bit more height, all depending on if you need it. It also has little clips here. You pull them back, and it locks the leg up, locks it in place. So you pull that clip up. The only thing that would really be great is if there were a latch like across here or here to keep this across the white portions here. Maybe if there was some kind of latch here and latch here, so when it's open, it'll stay flat. Because I'll show you when I go to flip it over. You can't, flip it over without pulling the legs up. So when you go to flip it, it can bend still. So it'd be really great if there was something that could keep it from bending when you're trying to, put it upright or move it. Because sometimes it'll, even like if if I'm not thinking, I may pick it up in the middle, and you see how it just folds up, and that's not really good for the legs. The table's made of plastic, and it's made from a, pretty thick plastic. But the other thing is it's reinforced. The legs are reinforced with metal, but none of the rest of the table is. And then it comes with, it's a laptop table, but it also can be a reading table. So this folds up, and it comes all the way up flat, straight up and down. And it has 2 flaps. It has a flap here, and it has a flap there. I glued some rubber stoppers here, so that it has some grip, because it's no kind of like lip on it or anything like that. It's just flat. So if something's up or the bed has a little shake, if it's in the bed, sometimes my laptop will slide off. So I put the little rubber stoppers there to give it a little grip. But it comes all the way up like that because it can also be a book reader. So, you could put your book there and, a really thick book. This is a Bible, so it's a pretty thick book, but it's sitting up there, see? So you could put your book and you could also read a book. The other thing I really like about it is, like the legs, I think the legs are just a little shorter than I would like them to be, but partly it's because they're at an angle. But on the back, where the fan is, there's a little clip here that allows the laptop fan to rest. So if you just pull it up, it has a little piece that it goes into here, and it pops in there like that, and you sit it up. And this is more of, I guess, the way you would position your laptop. So this is the way, here's my laptop. And they say that 17 inches, it's not made for 17 inches, but this is a 17-inch laptop. And, sits up there fine. So, I guess they don't recommend it, but it's up there. And the mouse and everything is already built in. This over here is a mouse pad and supposedly a cup holder, and then a pen holder here. So if you have a pen and you're writing, you can just stick your pen in there. You don't lose your pen. Of course, I don't use any of those things for what they're designed for. But, this is a 17-inch laptop. And it's sitting up there, table shaking, laptop shaking, and it's not going anywhere. And of course you can tilt your screen, different ways. This is probably more how I would have it here. So that's one laptop. And then I have the one I bought it for. And that is a Windows tablet. And the reason that I bought the fan table for the tablet is because even though it's a tablet, it's like 2 pounds and it can get really heavy sometimes when I'm holding it. The other thing that happens with it sometimes is that it gets really hot. And that has a lot to do with the specs. It's got 320 gigs. It's got 2 gigs of RAM. It's 32-bit. It's pretty basic, but it's a tablet. It's only about 1.5 inches thick. So, sometimes I'm holding it, and after a while, it's only got one little ventilation panel right here. Doesn't really do a whole lot. So I need some external fans. And with this fan built in here, plug it in, sit the laptop on top. Now I could actually sit the laptop and tilt it like the book, but I prefer to put it in a cradle. So this is something else that I purchased online. It's a cradle for, iPads, any kind of tablet that you have. It actually can be used in a car as well. These little flaps here can go on the back seat of the back of the driver's seat or the passenger seat and hook on to the headrest. And it hooks on like that. And then you have the tablet, right there. So let me put this together real quick and then show you how I use my tablet on it. this is what it looks like when it's connected. When the two pieces are put together as one. Kind of looks a little monstrous, but sits like that. And then I lay my tablet in it. And my tablet is on display. And then I just position it so that the tablet is directly over top of the fans. And it keeps it cool. I mean, I've bought a lot of different fans online. Fans that suck the heat out. Fans that blow on it. The big fan. 3 fans. And this laptop table has proven to be the thing that cools my laptop, my Windows tablet the best. And so that's the whole main reason that I bought it. It's real convenient if I want the tablet close to me. A lot of times, because it's a touchscreen, I use a mouse. I do have a, I don't see it right now. I think I have it. Hold on. It's over here. So, I do have it. See, the little guards came in handy. It started sliding. But the little guard kept it in place. So, you know, if I got it on this table, here's my mouse. I plug my mouse into my tablet and I'll use it like that. A lot of times instead of using, you know, the touch screen. Trying to sign in here. And yeah, you can see it's signing in, it's saying welcome. And it just flickered. I don't know before. Oh, there we go. Oh, and there's my wife. She is my background photo. So, you know, that's my tablet, and that's my new, one of my newest purchases. I'm really pleased. If you haven't considered buying a laptop table. Oh, and of course, I didn't get to show you this feature, but I also have a, you know, HP touchpad, and getting that flap up in the back here. It extends. You push this button, and it pulls up, so you get about another 2.5 inches on that. And it sits up, and when I want to use my touchpad, you know, 'cause sometimes you just don't want to hold these things. Boom, I can use my touchpad as well. So my touchpad doesn't have an issue of getting heated or anything like that. The laptop is just, you know, since it's so big, it's just nice to have something that it could sit up on and doesn't have to sit on me. And with my Windows tablet, you know, so the laptop is big and my Windows tablet gets hot, so the fan's there, and then this is just convenient to have it. So, and not to mention, like I said, of course, you can read a book, you know, read your Bible, whatever it is you read. And I just thought that, you know, if anybody was interested in knowing what a laptop table could look like and how convenient they are, I can't speak for all of them, but I can definitely say that for me, it was a worthwhile purchase. Oh, but one of the things I want to show you is the legs. See, when they're shorter, you know, it's kind of decent, you know, but they're at an angle. And then, of course, when you extend them, they get more and more at an angle. So that's the only downside to this laptop table so far that I would say. I would have liked the legs to just be straight up and down without an angle, but it's probably sturdier at an angle. It's not very much of an angle, just a slight angle, but the longer the legs, the more of an angle. So it's wider. It takes up more. It needs more space. So I try to put it on top of things, some of my little tables, things like that, and it doesn't fit because if the legs are all the way extended, then, it's too wide for it. So, that's the only downside I could say I've experienced with the laptop table. And of course, if you made it out of wood or you made it out of metal, hey, it would be sturdier. But for a plastic table, it cost me $22. I think it was well worth the purchase. And in the future, even if the fan breaks, which they have a tendency to do, it'll still be a worthwhile device to have, to keep, and to use. All right, well, I hope this helps someone.